Here back at the Fantasy Bar, big Friday night slate. I've got 6 of my favorite plays for you, including a couple guys returning to the Fantasy Bar. A value starting pitcher in a great spot tonight. Going to get a stack started for you. How do we get different from Coors Field? And of course, my favorite play of the night. Who is it? Belly up to the Fantasy Bar and find out. Welcome in, guys. Friday edition Beers Daily Fantasy 6-pack. Going to be back here once again. 6 of my favorite plays for you on both FanDuel and DraftKings for this big Friday night slate. Before we get into the plays, as always, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and head over to scoresandodds.com/beer for tons of great sports betting information. Made it easy for you. That link right in the description of the video. All right, let's get into things. Weather looks like a non-issue tonight. Coors Field on the docket. We'll skip over that as always. Let's dive in. Let's start at second base or outfield with Ketel Marte of the Diamondbacks. We're going to go back to the well here on Marte. Hits in 9 of the last 11 games, 3 multi-hit games over the last 10. Very good against lefties. Numbers kind of jump off the page. A lot of power, ISO over 300, WOBA well over 400. That big hard contact rate, we mentioned it the other day. We're going to go back to the well here. Good fastball hitter as well. Going to see a ton of those from Drew Smyly. And Smyly struggling a little bit against righties. 344 WOBA, 209 ISO allowed since 2021. Ketel Marte leading us off here on Friday night. All right, another return here. Going back to the well at first base on Pete Alonso of the Mets. So 5 multi-hit games for this guy over the last 10. So really swinging a hot stick right now. 314 ISO against lefties. So we know that power, big time number anytime that's over 300. WOBA at 374. And the sinker, the main pitch here for Gonzalez, almost half the time to righties. Big, huge numbers here for Pete Alonso. We mentioned these the other day as well. WOBA over 650, ISO approaching 800 against that pitch. Gonzalez 257 ISO allowed, so gives up some power to righties. And that power mix we're always talking about, fly ball rate at almost 50%, hard contact rate at 40%. Pete Alonso in a smash spot here tonight against Gonzalez. All right, to the starting pitcher position, promised you some value. We're going to go way down with Jordan Lyles of the Orioles. Now, I know Jordan Lyles, not the best pitcher in the world, but you got to look at this Detroit team right now. Fewest runs scored in all of baseball. Been shut out countless times here. You look at the splits against righties. They are in the bottom 3 of every single category I looked up, but most importantly, ISO, that power metric, they are dead last in all of baseball, and it makes sense. This lineup just does not have a ton of punch in it. Now, Lyles, not a huge strikeout guy. Normally, we're looking for those strikeout rates, 25-30% here. He's certainly not that, but 5 or more strikeouts now in 3 of the last 4 starts. If I get 5-6 strikeouts at $5,400 on DraftKings, I'm taking that any day of the week. The Tigers, 23.5% strikeout rate against righties this season, and 5 guys sitting at 24.5% or higher since 2021 against righties. So I get it. Jordan Lyles, not the flashiest pitcher out there, but a great spot here tonight against this punchless Tigers team. Too cheap tonight over on DraftKings. All right, let's get back to the bats and to the outfield with Kyle Tucker of the Astros. So Tucker, solid numbers against right-handed pitching, as you'd expect. WOBA, ISO second on this team, 380 and 238 in those 2 departments. Jordan Alvarez leading the way. I like him as well tonight, but Tucker really crushes the fastball, and that's what I really like in this matchup with Gray. Going to see a lot of fastballs, almost 60% of the time. We're talking a 462 WOBA, 336 ISO against that pitch. And Gray, it's been an issue at lefties, a big issue. 361 WOBA, a lot of power allowed as well at 300 in the ISO department. And look at those power mix numbers, 53% fly ball rate, 44% hard contact rate. Astros, a great stack tonight, especially those lefties. Kyle Tucker, my favorite of the bunch here tonight. All right, let's stay in the outfield. Let's go to New York with Giancarlo Stanton of the Yankees. Now, really starting to turn the power on here. 5 home runs over the last 7, 3 of those over the last 2. Big 2 home run game the other night. Very good numbers against righties. 255 ISO, 367 the weighted OBA form. Very good fastball hitter as well. WOBA over 400, ISO over 300. Going to see that over half the time here from Velasquez, who also gives up a lot of power. 2 right-handed hitters at ISO approaching 300 here. So Giancarlo Stanton, red hot right now. Great matchup with Velasquez. Pay those prices tonight on FanDuel and DraftKings. All right, it's time to take a look at my favorite play. Before we do that, let's continue our Beast of the Night contest. All you have to do, get in the comment section right below the video. And first of all, let me know who your Beast of the Night is. Make sure you click that thumbs up button already. But give me your guess for fantasy points on DraftKings for my highest scoring hitter. Going to give you 5 bats here as always. All I need is those fantasy points for my highest scoring hitter. Closest guess wins themselves an absolutely free week of RotoGrinders Premium. All right, let's wrap this baby up. My favorite play of the night, you know, Mass, the Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time. We promised you a stack. We're going to stay right there with the Yankees. Love this matchup for them tonight. We're going to stay in the outfield with the big man, Aaron Judge, tonight's Beast of the Night. So 7 multi-hit games for him over the last 14, 2 home runs over the last 3. So him and Stanton really starting to get it going here after a slow start for this Yankees team. Hits righties well, as you'd expect. 377 WOBA, ISO at almost 250. Really hits the fastball well. We mentioned how many fastballs Velasquez is going to throw here. ISO approaching 400 against that pitch. WOBA approaching 500. Velasquez, we mentioned the ISO allowed. The power mix also there as well. Fly ball rate at almost 50%. Hard contact rate at over 40%. Love the Yankees tonight. But Aaron Judge stands out as my favorite play on the slate. And it's tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that'll do it for Friday night in the Fantasy Bar. If you have any comments, questions, or feedback, hit me up in that comment section right below the video. Don't forget, fantasy points for my highest scoring hitter on DraftKings for a chance at some free RotoGrinders Premium. Head over to scoresandodds.com/beer for all of your sports betting needs. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend. Good luck tonight, and we'll check you out on Monday. Peace.
Hey, thanks for checking out our videos. If you want more expert advice on DraftKings, FanDuel, or any other daily fantasy sports, make sure you check out the current videos playlist